Today, we want to talk about a concept called the bag of money and the Rule of 72. Now, we all have our own bag of money, and one of our goals should be over time to grow our net worth and to grow that bag of money as big as we can. Now, when we have money, traditionally, where have we been taught to take and save that money? Yeah, in a lot of cases, it's been a bank, could be credit union, maybe a trust company, even an insurance company. And for putting our money on deposit with those institutions, they've always paid us a rate of return. And that's usually a low guaranteed rate of return, which nowadays would be in the range of 2 to 4%. If you were looking at something like a GIC, that would be a very low rate as well. So once we've put our money on deposit with these institutions, have you ever stopped to think about what they do with that money once they have it? Well, they have a couple of great ideas. One thing they like to do is lend the money right back to us. So if we need a car loan or a mortgage or something like that, they'll lend it back to us. But if they're paying us 2 to 4% on our deposits, do you think they're going to give us that in the way of a loan? No, it's usually going to be higher, and that's the first way they make money is through something called spread. But what they actually do with the bulk of the money is they go out and they hire what we call professional money managers. And these professional money managers just invest that money out in our economy in a number of different areas. It could be shares of big blue chip companies, could be real estate, could be bonds, could be any number of things. Okay, and over time, for these institutions, they've been able to get anywhere from an 8 to 20% rate of return. And in fact, my first full year in the industry, the Royal Bank of Canada across all product lines, they made about 21.5%. And it's not hard to imagine, especially when you start considering things like credit cards and how much money they make on that. Uh, so that's just kind of the range that it's been in. So when I first saw this, I thought, well, if they're paying me like let's say 4% and they're making 8%, that's not a huge difference, and they deserve to make some money on that. Okay, and I didn't really understand the power of this until someone explained something to me called the Rule of 72. So I don't know if you've heard of the Rule of 72 before. Well, that rule, it's just a simple way to figure out how compound interest works. So how do you utilize that is you take the rate of return that you're getting on your investment, divide that number into 72, and it'll tell you approximately how many years it's going to take for your money to double in value. So let's look at an example here. Let's say we had a 29-year-old with $10,000, and maybe they received that money, a small inheritance, scratch and win ticket, who knows? And they say, you know what, I don't need this money, so I'm just going to put it away for retirement. So they may go into the bank and say, listen, if I lock this in with you until I'm 65, what kind of return will you give us? So let's say based on that, such a long term, they say, okay, we'll give you the high side here, we'll give you 4%. So if you take that 4% divided into 72, the answer is 18 years. So that means that every 18 years, that money is going to double in value. So what that means is for this person at age 47, that will double to 20,000. And at age 65, doubles to 40,000. So not bad on a one-time investment of $10,000. But you have to think, when you go to retire, how long is that money going to last? Not very long, right? So now that money is on deposit with the bank, they turn around and give it to a professional money manager. We're going to kind of pick in the middle here. Let's say they're able to get 12% rate of return. So we take that 12% divided into 72, and our answer is 6 years. So every 6 years, that money is going to double. So if we look at that same age of 29, that same $10,000, okay, that means that at 35, that's going to grow to 20,000. At 41, it'll go to 40,000. At 47, it'll go to 80,000. At 53, it'll go to 160,000. 59 will go to 320. And finally, at age 65, 640,000. Now, does the bank get to keep all that money? No, because they actually had a deal with us to pay us out 40,000 at age 65. So the bank's left with a little bit of change, or $600,000. How's the bank doing here? Pretty good, right? How are we doing over here as Joe Consumer? not nearly as good as we thought. Okay, so what is the point of all this? Well, with what we do, what we're able to teach people is how to take their bag of money, bypass the bank, and go directly to the professional money manager themselves. And what that does is when that return comes back, that higher return is now going to come back into our bag of money so that we have more money to use in our retirement. And we have a little saying here that every extra $600,000 at retirement time is going to help. And I think you would agree.